Hey guys, Stuart Piddle on the Most Targeted Citizen. Hope you're having a good day. What was that?
I think you guys are welders.
The Piddlong boys are hard at it. Hard at it. Got up early this morning, went and helped my buddy. He runs a small engine repair shop, and he wanted help, and I needed to make a little bit of money, so I went and did what I normally do. I didn't go work for a living. Oh, I love poops and giggles. It helps to have a when you have a good heart, you don't think of the worst thing ever. I told Sweetie yesterday about, there's people, and I told my buddy too, I said, there's people on the internet that would wish for a man and his family's house and everything they own to sink to the bottom of a lake. And she was like, what? I was like, people actually would wish the worst for somebody. I am so glad. And I guess that's why the trolls attack people like me so much, is because the wickedness in their heart assumes the evil that they would do from everyone else. They're projecting. And the Bible even talks about that a good man cannot see evil in every man that he looks at. It's just, I don't get it. When I look at somebody, and I always try to find the best in every person, and I'm getting better about trying to find the best in every situation, because I have been Mr. Negative for a very long time, because, my whole life has been destruction. I've been in this targeted individual program my entire life, and it sucks, but we're still going, we're still maintaining, we're doing what we can to hold on. So me and Mason went there today, helped my buddy his small engine repair. While I was inside helping, we put a big bore kit on a moped. That was pretty cool. Mason was out back. He was dragging limbs off an old Magnolia, and the reason he did that, he's got a bunch of old scooters and four-wheelers and, cool stuff that kids will love. So Mason went and worked for this four-wheeler. That thing probably runs. We're going to take the engine out of it one day in the next couple of weeks whenever I get time. But more than likely that works, that actually operates, and that's about $300 sitting there. But the reason why, what you can't see now, is that had a whole body kit on it, and Mason wanted a body kit. So now Mason has got his, and I'm proud of him. He did a good job. Went ahead and put the whole body kit off that out here on his own bike. And, I'm teaching him bad things to making motorcycles pretty. It always costs money, and you never get it back out. But his look like that for the last 2 years he's had it. But put the whole body kit on by itself. This is for all the people that want to attack me. You're so mean to that boy, this, that, and the other. Can your 10-year-old do that? Can your 10-year-old do that without any advice? Without any help? Can your 10... Really? This is for the trolls out there. People say, well, you're so hard on that boy. Listen, I'm not going to raise a pansy. I'm trying to raise a smart, responsible adult. As parents, that's our job to do. God commands us to do it, and we have to. So, that's what I'm doing. So, that's what his bike looks like now. Yeehaw! And I'll show you what I'm doing. I love technology. I waited way too long to get me a welding helmet, because that has taken my welding game from decent to very good for as little as I've been welding. Being able to see and weld, that's amazing. I didn't know it was, wow. It's literally night and day difference. Now, this doesn't look good by any means, but I'm just practicing. But now I'm seeing why people say, if you weld right, you don't have to grind. You don't have to even use a grinder. So this is what I'm doing here. Like I said, I haven't been welding. I probably don't have 5 total hours welding. That's it. And I just love it. I've always been intrigued, because I've built a lot of motorcycles helping others. Always had to pimp out that kind of little stuff, like welding and stuff. But I would always bent the bars, and I did all the hard work, and then they just come through and did the rest, like tacking and stuff like that. But yeah, this is pretty cool. But yeah, if you're gonna weld, you gotta have right tools for the job. It's just like the convicted thief. He watched the video, somebody's telling me, or I might have caught a clip of it, but it said, well, there ain't no way that targeted citizen's got $40,000 worth of tools in a toolbox. Well, that's funny, because if you're buying $40,000 worth of crafting tools, you're right. You can't fit all the tools in tool wise. But when you buy high quality, good quality, American-made tools, yes, you can have $40,000 in something the size of this gas grill. So it's just, you know, people really tell on themselves when they start talking. You can hear all the crap fall out of their mouth, and you're like, and the worst part is these trolls that they can't even do it themselves. Like I always say, if you can't create, imitate. And if you can't imitate, then try to decimate that person's that person's ability, that person's skill, that person in general. The Bible says that evil men see evil in every person they look at, whereas a good man tries to see the good in everybody. It's called having your fruits, showing your fruits. Do your fruits reflect good, or does your fruits reflect convicted thief? Take your pick. So, me and Mason yesterday, in the dark, got this little jet ski cleaned up. Pretty cool, huh? It actually, haven't waxed it, haven't done anything but just washed it in the dark, and I'm really surprised. This is a really nice ski. I mean, it really is. And put a battery in it last night, cleaned the plugs, and got it to turn over. I don't have any fire yet, so I don't know if it's got a safety. It's got a turn off button right there, but I don't know if it's got a safety on it that kills the spark, which it probably does. I've got to study on it. I've got to get the serial numbers off of it and run it and see exactly what model. I'm thinking right now that it's a 92 550 two-cylinder. I think that's what it is. And those are great skis. And Tina's really impressed with it. She really likes it. She's like, oh, great, I got me a ski now. I was like, well, that's a good possibility. But it cleaned up better than I even thought it did. As I said, I'm still disappointed I knocked a hole in the doggone seat. But as I said, the main purpose for getting that was to get the trailer. So this is going to be the next thing. We're going to take the standards that I got over there and put on this. Get these old rotten ones off. I'll probably put Mason on this tomorrow. Have him doing all the sanding and sanding down all the rust, and then we'll kill it with a chemical. I need to go buy some more rust preventative, rust killer. But yeah, that's working out great, and I think it's got an 1 7/8 hitch on the front. I'll more than likely cut that off because everything I run is 2-inch. So I'll have him. We're going to get it up off the ground. Get it all cleaned up, sand down all the rust on it, and then we'll just come back and spray it all white. Just we'll kill the rust and then paint white over those spots. I don't want to paint the whole thing because it really doesn't need it. And then once we change the standards, we'll put new wheels on. I'll go ahead and pull the wheels off of it and grease the wheel bearings because it's been off the road for a very, very long time. So if that's the case, then we'll be able to fix it and get it done. $200 for a jet ski and a trailer. And this thing turned over so good last night. I'm thinking I could probably have that thing running the next couple of weeks. If I can just find out what's causing it not to fire, that'll probably be running and driving. And everything on it works. Everything on it works so far. So that's so neat. That's so neat. And here's the deal with watercrafts like this. People buy them in the first year. They just run the heck out of it. And they love it and love it and love it. And then it sits in the wintertime. And then when they go get it on the next spring, gives a little trouble. The carburetors, they didn't run all the fuel out of the carburetors, so then all that bad gas turns bad, and the next thing you know, it clogs up the carburetors. And what happens? They just park them and they forget about them, and the next thing you know, it sits there for 2 or 3 years and gets in disrepair and disarray, and then they sell it to one person, and that person gets it, and they got all high hopes of doing something with it, and then they get rid of it, and then it just sits out back. Well, the bumpers aren't beat up, scratched up, or nicked at all. The bumpers on are perfect. I mean, there's no deep scratches in it anywhere. I mean, it is in great shape. Great shape. Really, all it needs to make it is just new stickers if somebody wanted to do that. I crushed the hood in when I put my trailer up here, but I can get this piece and then get that little piece that goes in there. Just a little vent, but man, it's an awesome piece. The dang throttle ain't even locked down on it. It still works great. So, and this is a direct injected unit as well, so I'll take the oil tank out of it. I'll go ahead and pre-mix the oil myself, get all that done. But man, that ski's in wonderful shape. So get mine done first, and then we'll maybe put a couple $100 in this, and then we'll have a backup ski. And then when it's time, We got this one right here done too. This won't take but one day to get it done. That's probably what we do tomorrow is get that done. And I got to finish my welding. I think I've got all my brackets made to go at the ends. So I've got 8 brackets, one at each end, and then every joint's going to have a bracket. And then I'll have a way to jack it up, and that way I get it completely level. Once I get it completely level, then I come through and put all my plates, all my reinforcing plates on it. And then I'll put the one that goes underneath in the joint here. Remember, the angle iron is going to come underneath and have it just an angle iron comes underneath and hits on the side too. And then I have a piece that comes down the side about 6 inches on either side, about 1 foot long total, to join them all together so there's no sag, there's no wiggle, there's no weakness in it. And then it'll be time to tear it down and get it to the lake. Still contemplating what to do with this one. I don't know if we're going to tear it apart or just build another one. I think that I can get it straight enough to make that one work. I really think I can. But this is what we're doing. These are all the brackets that I made. Just taking, scrap. This is old bed rails. Taking them and welding them together and just practicing my welding as we go. But I'm just trying to enjoy a little bit of what's left of my life. But I'm in a hurry. America's largest egg manufacturer burnt to the ground the other day. Isn't it weird how all food producers and food processing companies are just burning to the ground? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you that was happening? By the way, for the law enforcement that's watching, the state trooper was sitting up top of the road the other day. I think he was there to get the Mustang that's been barreling up and down the road. I think this boy is one of my gang stalkers. I'm pretty sure he is. I think I think that's the guy that used to have the Acura, Mason. That's what I think. Where's that piece of paper at, son? Where's that piece of paper I wrote that number down on? You remember?
It's on that bag.
What bag? The one that's in the house? Anyway, I wrote his tag number down. But the Mustang GT that gang stalks us and up and down the road, revving up his motor, drag racing through the city limits of town. He actually works, so if any law enforcement watching, he works down there at the, I think it's the Roberts car lot. He works in the maintenance building out back. But it's that beige, dark brown, bronze looking Mustang 5010 windows, chrome wheels, and obnoxious exhaust. I hate to see anybody get fined, but he's a douchebag. He's just trying his best to make that little 50 sound terrible. Woo! Anyway, this is what we're doing. I'm Stuart Pidlon, the most targeted citizen. God bless.